Watch this and let God move you on why we need to, you and I need to stand with the nation of Israel.
My whole neighborhood are the people that were killed, burnt alive. The 2 children burnt alive. 2 children, one 9 and one 7, that hid themselves in the cupboard for 19 hours while their mother was dead in front of their eyes. And I know of a family that they found them hugging on the bed and just shot. Oh. I know that they burnt people alive. And they raped people. I know one of the things that's very hard for me to think about it is that people were shot and they couldn't bring anybody to help them. And they called their family and spoke to their family while they were still alive. And they died slowly. Can you think about anything worse than that for a family to think about?
No.
When we say, at least he's not suffering anymore because he's dead, but they died slowly. Keith and I were taken in our pajamas from our house, and people asked me, didn't you think that it could happen? No, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because how could I think about something like that? If I thought about something like that, I wouldn't have lived there. Yeah. It was all beyond what happened. On Kibbutz Be'eri, 100 houses were burnt.
Yeah.
50 of those houses, there's nobody to go back to.
Yeah.
There's no houses to build for because the people were killed.
They're dead.
They did. 50. I'm telling you all these things because the same kind of people were with me for 51 days, for 7 weeks and 2 days. And Keith is still with them. And the hostages are with those people that are mean. They don't see you as people. And they don't give you any kind of respect of being people. When I came out, people asked me, did they respect you because you're old? And I said, no, they didn't. They pushed me, they pulled my hair, they shouted at me. They were so brutal that they starved me, and they starved Keith and the girls that were with us while they ate in front of us. Can you believe that?
So they're
that somebody would
starving
do that. They're starving while they're eating in front of us.
They didn't treat you like a human.
They didn't treat, we didn't, first of all, they didn't give us any human right. At all, nothing. We weren't allowed to talk. We weren't allowed to feel. We weren't allowed to hug. We weren't allowed to cry. We weren't allowed to move. They took control of everything that they could. Everything. I don't understand it. I just don't understand how people, humans, could do things like that to people. That people asked me if I had hope. And they took my hope away. And they took me away so many times that I just wanted to die. I used to tell myself, okay, please just kill me and I'll finish with all of this. Because whenever Keith needed to go to the bathroom, I was scared that something would happen to Keith. If they took Keith to a different room, like to talk to him or to do whatever they did, different things, I was scared.
Sure.
That something would happen to Keith.
Sure.
Or I was scared that Keith would die in front of me and I would see him dead. And that we would die slowly. And I just, so many times, had that need of just, I want to just vanish from this world. Don't want to be here anymore. And Keith is still there. When Keith and I arrived to Gaza, on the way they pushed us and Keith was hurt. They broke his ribs. And they shot us.
They shot you?
They shot us. They shot us.
And they shot Keith?
And they shot Keith. It hit Keith's hand.
It wasn't, they just shot him?
They just shot us. And that's how he got to Gaza in terrible, terrible pain. And I was the only one that took care of Keith. And the family that came into the tunnel with us from Gaza, the mother with 3 children, she told us that her daughter had fainted and they told her to wake her up and she couldn't. And they shot her.
Oh.
And they shot her in front of the mother. So the mother was saying, they shot my daughter. And I said to her, maybe she's going to be okay. Somebody will take care of her, don't worry. And she said, they shot my husband.
Oh.
And they killed him. So I said, maybe your daughter isn't dead. Maybe they'll find a way and the ambulance will come and take her. And she said, no, they shot her face.
They shot her
They
face.
shot her face in front of her mother.
The little girl.
The little girl. In front of her mother, in front of her brothers and sister. One of the days, one of the girls went to the bathroom, and while she came back, I could see on her face that something happened. When she came back, she was very quiet, and the whole room was quiet. We were just like looking at each other in the eyes, and we knew that something bad had happened. And after a couple of hours, she came to me and she said, he touched me. We were scared all the time. We were tortured all the time in many different ways.